Hi everyone, I'm happy to be back and be able to read stories to you live. When I'm at the farm, my internet service is so I'm not able to do live videos there. So now we know, and when I'm in Red Lake, anytime I'm in Red Lake, I'll make sure that I'm here to read a story for you at 7 o'clock. So tonight we're going to read a fantastic book that a lot of people know about. It's called Where the Wild Things Are. And I want to dedicate tonight's reading to Rosemary Levins. She is my son's grandma. She's a fantastic woman who has 4 great children of her own, who she probably read this book to as well when they were kids. And I, of course, read it to my son, and I remember reading it when I was a little girl as well. So without further ado, let's get into this fantastic story called Where the Wild Things Are. I'm going to flip the camera around. Where the Wild Things Are. The story and pictures are by Maurice Sendak, and I want you to really pay attention to the fantastic art in this, because if you start to look really closely at it, look at all of that detail that's done. This technique is called cross-hatching, and it's done with pen and ink. Where the Wild Things Are. Oh. The night Max wore his wolf suit and made mischief of one kind. What's he making there? Have you made a blanket fort before? Or another? His mother called him Wild Thing, and Max said, "I'll eat you up." So he was sent to bed without eating anything. Well, he doesn't look very happy, does he? That very night, in Max's room, a forest grew. Look at the trees growing right in his bedroom. And grew. Oh my goodness. He's quite enjoying that. And grew until his ceiling hung with vines and the walls became the world all around. Oh my goodness, he's really enjoying himself in there. Sorry, I'm having a hard time turning the pages. And an ocean tumbled by with a private boat for Max, and he sailed off through night and day. There goes Max on the waves. And in and out of weeks and almost over a year to where the wild things are. Whoa. And when he came to the place where the wild things are, they roared their terrible roars. Can you all roar your terrible roar? Right now, let a roar out. Roar! And they gnashed their terrible teeth. And they rolled their terrible eyes and showed their terrible claws. Oh my goodness. Till Max said, "Be still!" and tamed them with his magic trick of staring into all their yellow eyes without blinking once, and they were frightened and called him the most wild thing of all. He does look quite fierce, doesn't he? He didn't even blink, not once. and made him king of all wild things. And now, cried Max, let the wild rumpus start. Oh, and they're howling at the moon, and they're dancing, and they're screaming, and they're jumping, and they're climbing trees. And they're swinging on trees even in the morning, and they're having a lot of fun. This definitely is a wild rumpus. Wow. And they continue on and on and on and on. He has a crown, and he is the best king they've ever had. Now stop, said Max, and sent the wild things off to bed without their supper. And Max, the king of all wild things, was lonely and wanted to be where someone loved him best of all. Then, all around from far away across the world, he smelled good things to eat, so he gave up being king of where the wild things are. That must have been something good he smelled. But the wild things cried, "Oh, please don't go. We'll eat you up. We love you so." And Max said, "No! Everybody give me a really loud no!" The wild things roared their terrible roars and gnashed their terrible teeth and rolled their terrible eyes and showed their terrible claws. But Max stepped into his private boat and waved goodbye. And sailed back over a year and in and out of weeks and through a day. And into the night of his very own room, where he found his supper waiting for him. There it is. And it was still hot. The end. That's such a fantastic book. I hope that someday you can get that book for yourself so that you can see the drawings in there for yourself as well. So tomorrow oh, look, there's Willow behind me. She's looking out the window. She saw something. She's so silly. Tomorrow we are going to read either The Giving Tree by Shel Silverstein or Stone Soup by John Muff. So you pick. Which one do you want to read tomorrow? I'll make sure to post them in the morning on my Facebook page so that you can take a look. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Have a good night.